Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Dateline SAU, where you can catch all of the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Sarah Clifton.
And I'm Jen Arnold. The St. Ambrose University cafeteria is getting a well-needed makeover. Contractor Russell Construction is already at work expanding the dining hall. Vice President of Finance, Mike Poster, says that the construction workers are adding another section to the top and hopefully adding about 110 seats to the dining area. As of now, only exterior work is being done. The crews are putting in new footings and brick pylons to support the structure. On the inside, it is planned to have the side closest to the windows expanded, opening up that area to add more tables and seating. With the addition of more on-campus housing, the university is expecting over 200 more students added to the campus population this fall. Construction can be loud and very distracting at the time, so all construction will be put on hold for the students during finals week in May.
Students walking to class on Monday, May 2nd found a sight out of the ordinary on the football field. The Timmerman football field served as the location for Shantytown, presented by the SAU Habitat for Humanity chapter. The group's goal was to raise awareness of the inadequate housing in our community and throughout the country.
Outside of the Ambrose community, people don't have as nice housing as we do, and so it's nice for us to go out and help others.
Builders were faced with a few challenges throughout the day, the wind being the biggest problem. Builders were also visited by Christy Crafton, the Executive Director of the Quad Cities Habitat for Humanity chapter. This was the first event in the Habitat Group's Act, Speak, Build Week on campus.
In a recent push to stir student interest in engineering careers, the engineering department at St. Ambrose has scheduled several informational events for the benefit of students. On April 4th, the Exploring Engineering Expo was held in the Rogowski Center Ballroom. This event, featuring several area engineers, gave students the opportunity to talk to those in the field. Professionals from many different areas of engineering were represented, including chemical, industrial, civil, and electrical engineers. Additionally, several students currently enrolled in SAU's engineering program were on hand to talk to prospective students. Those unable to attend will have another opportunity to explore engineering at the Engineering Showcase Open House on May 2nd.
More women are getting involved in STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs, specifically with engineering. St. Ambrose received grant money to recruit women in the past years in hopes of addressing the lack of women in this field.
Less and less girls are involved with those because they're not interested in the fields. But the reason that girls aren't interested in the fields is because they feel like they're not good enough. So there's a big difference. There's a huge gap in what girls think they're good at and what boys think they're good at.
Here at Ambrose, there's only about 3 or 4 of us. There's me and then I think 2 or 3 other freshmen and sophomores. But I think with all the programs that we're doing, there's going to be a lot more coming here in the upcoming years.
Current or future students interested in any of the STEM programs can contact the Career Center located in the Rogowski Center for more information.
The library is normally reserved for quiet activities like studying and reading. On April 11th, the St. Ambrose Library was anything but quiet. Paper airplanes could be seen flying from the 3rd floor, and cheers and excitement were plentiful.
The perfect setting. We have a large open atrium and plenty of space for them to fly. Most people enjoy it because it's kind of a whimsical thing.
Everybody get ready. I'll count to 3 and then I'll say go. 1, 2, 3, go!
We're always told not to throw paper airplanes at school. You get in trouble, and we don't make anybody get in trouble here. In fact, you get rewarded with prizes.
Got an iTunes card for furthest one.
So we try to pick certain events that would be appealing to not only students but to faculty and staff if they want to participate. And I know other people bring over their kids or grandkids to participate in it to show that you can have some fun, that we're not just super serious over here.
Thank you.
The Paper Airplane Contest is an annual event that is held during National Library Week each year.
A noted biblical scholar spoke at St. Ambrose University this week as part of the annual Chair of Catholic Studies lecture series. A large crowd came to the Rogalski Center on Wednesday to hear from Luke Timothy Johnson, a noted lecturer and author on the Bible. He explained the wide range of ways that people look at Scripture, analyzing the benefits and pitfalls of each. Johnson noted that the Bible is best used as an inspiration, something that those texts have done well for hundreds of years. And Johnson is a professor at Emory University in Atlanta, having received a doctorate in philosophy at Yale.
With the school year coming to an end, students will have a chance to celebrate with the Last Blast weekend, April 26th through the 28th. Although this is a fun weekend, there are some safety precautions students should be aware of.
Traveling in pairs or greater numbers is helpful because I think it creates not only some natural surveillance but also some natural levels of safety. I think the other thing is having setting some expectations ahead of time about what you plan to do and not do. Students that have a better plan or idea of what they'll do tend to stay closer to that. I think if you're going to go off campus or downtown and choose to use alcohol, again, setting some parameters in terms of under which you'll do. Obviously, if you're having designated drivers, those sorts of things. But I think also, I would say taking advantage of some of the activities on campus, that there's a lot going on. It's really about creating a sense of community.
For more information, stop by the Dean's office, located on the second floor of the Rogalski Center.
It was a busy week for St. Ambrose University sports.
The SAU dance team returns home with the national championship,
while the #1 St. Ambrose men's volleyball team looks to bring home a national title of its own.
Tim McNicholas will be here with some highlights and more, coming up after this short break.
Stay tuned.
I really couldn't have asked for anything more. I was, on the air 3 weeks into my college experience. Everyone around here really wants you to be successful, and it's just a great place that you can get involved in so many different things, meet great people, have a great experience, and hopefully when you finish those 4 years, you look back and have as positive a thought about it as I do. Everything just really had a big impact on who I became when I left St. Ambrose.
KALA Davenport, the public radio station from St. Ambrose University, is proud to offer insightful programs from Public Radio International. On Mondays, be sure to catch the Tavis Smiley Show, an expanded view of news and newsmakers, with commentary you won't get anywhere else, keeping you informed wherever you may be. Just part of the new lineup at KALA Davenport, the public radio station from St. Ambrose University.
For the past 2 years, the St. Ambrose University men's volleyball team has hosted the NAIA National Tournament. Last year, the team advanced all the way to the championship game, only to lose to a powerful California Baptist team. So this year, the team set its sights for that elusive goal, a national title. After knocking off Warner and Graceland in pool play, the team faced Missouri Baptist in the semifinals of the national tournament, and played again for one more year at Lee Lohman Arena. The theme for the big game was White Out, and fans came to Lee Lohman Arena in record numbers to support the Fighting Bees. After winning the first 2 sets, the Bees looked to sweep the Spartans in Game 3. And it's Dan Dowjotis with the kill, and the Bees once again find themselves in the national championship game.
Dowjotis with a big swing, and the Bees will be there tomorrow in the finals to take on either Park or Warner University.
Dowjotis, as he has done so often for St. Ambrose, led the way with 15 kills, and senior setter Michael Nooner added 29 assists. The semifinal win pushed the Bees to a 33-2 record, but they needed yet one more win to complete their dream. The crowd turned to black as the color of choice for the title match, and things looked dark early for the home team. Down 2-0, the Bees try to claw back in the third set. Kyle Sweats and Dan Deerking combined for this big block, and the Bees jump out to an early lead. A bit later, the Bees keep the crowd hopping with this big Dowjotis kill as SAU goes up 11-5 in this do-or-die third set. Then the defense shines again. This time, it's Deerking with the solo block, and the Bees maintain their lead. Kyle Sweats then ends set 3 with an exclamation point, and the Bees keep their hopes alive for a first-time national title. but the fourth set goes to the Park University Pirates, claiming their third national title, and the St. Ambrose Fighting Bees once again end up just short of their dream for a national championship.
Roham rips the jump serve. Daljautis can't get that past to Muir, and Park is the 2012 NAIA Men's National Champion.
The Bees finished with a 33-3 record, a conference championship, and a national runner-up title. Senior Dan Daljautis and junior Kyle Sweats were named to the All-Tournament team, and senior Michael Nooner was named NAIA Sportsman of the Year. Sweats and Daljautis were also named to the Men's Volleyball All-American team. It was the second year for Sweats to earn that honor. Dan Daljautis has been named an All-American 3 years in a row. While a national title eluded the men's volleyball team, the St. Ambrose women's dance team returned home from nationals in Florida as national champs. The dance team won that title on April 13th in Daytona.
We competed in two different categories. So we competed in both the just the NAIA dance competition, which is a routine comprised of hip-hop, pom, and jazz styles of dance. And then we also competed in just a straight hip-hop category. The hip-hop category was actually against Division III, NAIA, and community colleges. So overall, the dance team placed first in the NAIA large dance, and we placed fifth in hip-hop. The girls worked really hard all year, and I think their goals have been set towards this championship the entire year. So last year we competed in the exact same competition and placed second. So I think they were hungry for the championship this year.
The St. Ambrose University cheerleading squad qualified for nationals as well. They competed in the NAIA Small Co-Ed Finals in Daytona, and the St. Ambrose team placed fourth among 9 teams. Following a disappointing loss to Clark, the St. Ambrose baseball team got back on track with a big road win at Grandview on April 14th. They then swept 2 more games in Des Moines a few days later. SAU's Brian Hennessy pitched a shutout in Game 2 of the series to improve his record to 7-1. Then on Wednesday, the Bees rallied with 3 runs in the 9th inning to knock off the Ashford Saints. With the win, St. Ambrose maintained a 1.5-game lead in the Midwest Collegiate Conference. The Queen Bees softball team competed in the MCC Challenge on April 14th and 15th. SAU came out strong, beating Clark 9-1 in 5 innings to start the weekend. After dropping 1 to William Penn, they bounced back to beat Mount Mercy 4-1 the next day. They closed the weekend with a 10-2 loss to Grandview. Both the men's and women's track teams competed in the Western Illinois Lee Calhoun Invite on April 13th and 14th. The men placed 7th out of 13 teams. Sophomore Tony Morrison and freshman Tim Arvison, Evan Frazier, and Tanner Ewing carried the men in the 800-meter relay. They placed first in the event, edging out Ashford by less than half a second. The women placed 4th out of 13 teams, with sophomore Sarah Torres and juniors Sarah Medlin, Ebony Butler, and Rachel Lors taking first in the 400-meter relay. The St. Ambrose Rugby Club played its first game in 40 years on April 14th. The Fighting Bees fell short to the Quad City Irish, but they gained more than they lost in the game. After months of planning and training, the St. Ambrose Rugby Club has finally launched. The club merged with Augustana last March to become recognized as an official organization by the Student Government Association, but some students decided to stick with a different club.
I play the Irish first, so I want to stay loyal to my team, but I'm proud Ambrose has a team. It's good. They have a pretty good showing, a lot of guys, so they'll be pretty good in the future. I can't wait to play them again.
There are currently 3 SAU students on the Quad City Irish roster. SAU club founder Andrew Roos played outside center for the Irish last spring. Many players and fans feel there could be a rivalry brewing between the 2 clubs.
A couple Ambrose guys on their team, a couple on our team, you know, and some of our players used to play for them before here, so it's kind of new instigated rivalry.
Oh yeah, you can start a rivalry with the Irish in anything, but definitely in rugby.
But there isn't much debate over who to root for.
Ambrose, of course, an American.
Some Fighting Bees were just happy to play again. The Smaglia brothers ended a long drought from the game with a mid-April matchup.
To me, it just meant that we were finally out back playing. I haven't played in 2 years since high school, and then we just started a new team here and got a bunch of new guys out that have never played, and it's more just learning the game and getting experience against an experienced team like them.
It's our first real game we've had this year. We had a tournament in Nebraska about 2 weeks ago. First real game. We got a lot of new guys this year, so just looking to have fun.
SAU fell 29-0 to the Irish, but they picked up experience and a worthy adversary at Centennial Park. The rugby club will soon travel to Iowa City to compete in the All-Iowa Tournament. And that's it for sports. I'm Tim McNicholas.
Thanks, Tim. And that will do it for this week's edition of Dateline SAU.
Be sure to join us every Friday and Monday evening at 6:30 for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
With Last Blast right around the corner, we asked students to tell us about their favorite part of that event.
We will leave you with their responses. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
I just like to see the atmosphere that's on campus. Everybody is so crazy, and you get to relax before finals, and it's just a really fun weekend.
My favorite part about Last Blast is watching SAU Idol.
My favorite part of Last Blast is bingo, because you go there to win like an Xbox or a PlayStation, but in reality you go and win a t-shirt.
My favorite part about Last Blast is just getting together with my friends and having a great time before we all part our separate ways for summer.
My favorite part about Last Blast is free pancakes.